So I'm the bad guy, actually. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here to present you some details on what we did, what we do, and what we're planning to do in the future in terms of fintech and fintech industry. Recently, everyone keeps asking me about one company dealing in debt recovery. So it's in some way refreshing to me, and I'm very grateful for this opportunity to speak with you about something I'm very happy that I can deal about fintech in Poland. Of course, today we're a regional hub, we're a regional leader in terms of fintech, but we think ahead. We would like to be more oriented on global scale. And something we have right now in Poland, this is a very well-skilled workforce. This is big market. Those are technologies, people keen on technologies, people who work for big entrepreneurs, and we hope that we can concentrate on helping them to develop their skills in Poland, to work for Polish economy, and to also to grow and to become maybe in the future regional and global leaders. We have this good cooperation between well-established, let's say, old banks, insurance companies, and companies from capital markets and young entrepreneurs. And it's also something that is of crucial importance from my and supervisory authority perspective. Year ago, or more than a year ago, the beginning of 2017, we decided to move on with support of fintech. We set special task force in order to determine what are the problems of fintech industry in Poland. And it's not something unique. It is mainly legal certainty or some regulatory problems. We started the special task force, we prepared report, and we decided to remove those barriers on ongoing basis. And here we are. So we're in the middle of the road to introduce in Poland regulatory sandbox, but it's, as I said before, we started a year ago, so it's just the middle of the road. What we've done so far, we started in January this year program called Innovation Hub. So special dedicated, let's say, forces from supervisory authority, they initiate dialogue, I hope it's effective, dialogue with fintech sector. So we have special unit that is open for cooperation with every entity that is innovative and that deals in financial sector. Right now we have about 30 companies, 30 startups and mature organizations that deal mainly in this business of robo-advisory on capital markets, DLT and blockchain. They also, let's say, involved in payment services, in lending via mobile platforms. So those 30 companies, and this number of companies keeps growing, it's just the beginning of our cooperation with fintech sector. Something we would like to provide to those companies, it's more certainty. So we do a lot in terms of information, in terms of training programs, in order to provide them more certainty in the future. What's next? We have, in February, we established new fintech department. It's another step on this path that we, let's say, we're trying to implement in Poland. This fintech department is responsible for, let's say, communication from on the one hand with the market, on the other hand with other departments at Polish FSA. Why is it important? Because our, let's say, approach is very risk averse. So with this risk averse, sometimes we, let's say, create some barriers to the market that are not necessarily, let's say, important from the perspective of reliability, of credibility of the financial sector itself. So we, in order not to break anything, but in order to foster this process of change, we created special unit, and this special unit will grow and will communicate the ideas that will come from the market to the to other departments, and we will try to solve the biggest problems to the fintech sector in Poland as fast as this can be. Another thing that is of great importance from my perspective is this cooperation with other supervisory authorities. We've signed MOUs, Memorandum of Understanding, in terms of fintech. Those MOUs dedicated to fintech industry and cooperation with last year with MAS, Singaporean Supervision Authority. This year with HKMA, with our friends from Hong Kong, and with FSC, Financial Supervision Committee from Taiwan. We also cooperate with other supervisors from European countries. So we do a lot in order to learn, to exchange experience, and to help Polish companies act on foreign markets. Also, something what we do is we help companies from Singapore, from Taiwan, from Hong Kong invest in Poland. And something what is of great importance is the fact that we have this diffusion of knowledge, of experience, thanks to this exchange of information. So we are expanding international cooperation on fintech. Last week, as far as I remember, it was the 6th of June, we started a working group on blockchain with the involvement of market participants. It's also another step in this march towards this fintech support environment. Those are, let's say, special meetings that will lead to the report. This report will be some kind of consensus between supervision authority and market itself. We're trying to explore problems, let's say, connected with DLT technology, with blockchain technology, with virtual currencies, with tokens, with ICOs, with virtual currency exchanges, all that is smart contracts, all that is, let's say, in this field very important and promising to the future. So we hope that this year or in the beginning of the next year we will be able to present common report on blockchain. This is also something that is of great importance from our perspective. What else? Regulatory sandbox. As I promised a couple of months ago, we'd like to deliver to you regulatory sandbox. Of course, the road, this path is quite bumpy, and we have one big obstacle. We have to change Polish law. So in order to change Polish law, we have to cooperate with ISU Ministry of Finance and present them how we would like to change the law. So we have to prepare some legal, let's say, changes, and we don't want to wait. We don't want you to wait for our regulatory sandbox. That's why we're going to open this year, establish this year, a virtual sandbox. What's the difference? This virtual sandbox, it's the environment. It's purely virtual environment provided by accelerators and VCs that will enable all the companies that are willing to test their solutions to test those solutions with cooperation with Polish FSA. Of course, our next step and I hope it will be next year, it will be first half of the next year, will be full regulatory sandbox. I mean this environment that will be devoted to will be established to work on a limited time period or on limited group of clients where some regulatory burdens don't exist, and startup or other fintech company can, let's say, test its solutions on this limited scale and then apply for license. What is also important, it's another thing that we're planning to introduce this year, because we're changing our headquarters in September. It's our plan to change our headquarters in September this year, and we will have some space available. We would like to create something that is called, it wasn't communicated up to this date, which is called FinTech Information Umbrella. We would like to create some space for co-working, some space for cooperation with other offices, other institutions like Consumer Protection Office, Data Protection Office, like General Information, Financial Information Protection Office, and to create one place where every startup, where every fintech company can ask for help, ask for information, and determine what are the rules and regulation, what's the regulatory framework that is, let's say, connected with their future. So those are the main, let's say, milestones on the way to support fintech in Poland in the future. We also hope for fruitful dialogue with all the entities that are on the market. We're very open for dialogue. We're perceived by market as very conservative institution, and it's not true. We're changing this from inside. My directors, my employees, they are open to speak with you in English, to help you, to support you if you have any problems that may arise while establishing your activities in Poland. We're open for young entrepreneurs, for startups, and we're open for mature financial institutions, and we're also open for cooperation between both of them. We try to streamline also all the processes that are, let's say, in Polish public administration, in order to, let's say, create this one roof under which you can solve all your problems. And we would like to provide you all of this in 1 year, I hope less than 1 year. Thank you very much.